Session today. So my name is Shubham and I am your mentor for UGC NET Paper 1, Paper 2 Commerce and Management. And जैसे कि मैंने कल आपको प्रॉमिस किया था that now we will be focusing only on the commerce student because the exam is very near. It's on 17th October. So I believe that आपकी तैयारी बहुत अच्छी चल रही होगी. And in this particular session I have brought some really important questions which will be a slight difficult also, थोड़े से ज़्यादा difficult होने वाले हैं, but it is going to give you a very good practice in terms of the concepts. So do watch the video till the end and keep learning these concepts. So chat, how to fill the admit card? Admit card is there are instructions given on the 4th page. चौथे पेज पे instructions clearly given है. उसको आप प्लीज़ फॉलो कर लीजिए एंड उसके अकॉर्डिंग आप फॉर्म फिल कर सकते हैं. एज ऑफ नाउ आई डू नॉट हैव दैट मच टाइम, बट प्रोबेबली इफ यू हैव सम स्पेसिफिक क्वेरी यू कैन आस्क देम ऑन द टेलीग्राम ग्रुप. एंड टेलीग्राम ग्रुप पे मैं स्पेसिफिकली बता दूंगा. ओके, सो जल्दी से सेशन को शुरू करते हैं. टुडे वी हैव 15 क्वेश्चन स्पेसिफिकली फोकसिंग टुवर्ड्स कॉमर्स सब्जेक्ट. एंड बिफोर स्टार्टिंग विद द सेशन वी हैव अ ब्यूटीफुल कोट. समटाइम्स वी आर टेस्टेड not to show our weaknesses but to discover our strength. So today I'm going to test you with a lot of important questions, with a lot of difficult questions to see that how is your preparation, कौन से एरिया में आप चैलेंज फेस कर रहे हैं एंड कौन सा एरिया आपका बहुत अच्छे से प्रिपेयर्ड है. So be well prepared for handling such questions today. Also, if you are coming here for the very first time, so do subscribe to the channel so that you do not miss any update, because we'll be continuing with such mega sessions and very soon we are going to have a 1-hour mock test session for paper 2 commerce in which we'll be having 50 questions and that you have to solve in 1 hour. So जिस तरीके से मैनेजमेंट स्टूडेंट्स के लिए 1 घंटे का मॉक टेस्ट किया था, सिमिलरली विल बी गोइंग टू हैव अ मॉक टेस्ट फॉर कॉमर्स स्टूडेंट एज वेल. एंड आई बिलीव दैट इट विल बी वेरी वेरी हेल्पफुल बिकॉज आपको एक रियल टाइम प्रैक्टिस मिल जाएगी कि 1 घंटे के अंदर आपको 50 क्वेश्चंस कैसे सॉल्व करने. So without wasting any further time, let's begin with the session. Let's have a look at the first question. One more suggestion, once again, read the question carefully, then give me the correct answer. There has to be no hurry. Second, अगर आपको लगता है कोई ऐसा topic है which is new, which you have not studied, then you can go back and watch our videos on the channel by the name Live Sessions by Shubham sir. उस पर आपको सारी videos मिल जाएंगी, whether it be paper 2 or paper 2 commerce. Also, if you think that you have any doubt, you can ask me at the end of the session. Okay, so let's read on to the first question now. Which of the following statements are true? So you have been given certain statements and हमें बताना है कि इनमें से कौन से true हैं. So read the question very carefully. Mentoring exists only for career development. सिर्फ और सिर्फ career development के लिए आपको mentor की जरूरत पड़ती है या फिर mentoring किसी को करने की जरूरत पड़ती है. You need only one mentor. You only require one person to mentor you. Mentoring is a one-way process. This is the third statement. Fourth, a mentor must be older in terms of age than the mentee. So mentor को बड़ा होना चाहिए mentee से. These are the 4 statements given. I am sure that it's a very pretty easy question. Nothing difficult to answer. Let me just read on to the options. Is it first and third statement? Is it second, first and second statement? Is it third, all of these? Or is it fourth, none of these? So read the question carefully. Do not be in a hurry. Because काफ़ी बार स्टूडेंट्स को आंसर आता होता है, क्वेश्चन भी पता होता है, दे आर वेल थ्रू विद द कंसेप्ट, बट जल्दी जल्दी पढ़ने के वजह से उनका क्वेश्चन गलत हो जाता है. सो रीड द क्वेश्चन प्रॉपरली. ओके, सो मोनिशा इज सेइंग ए, फिस्ट इज सेइंग फोर्थ. A lot of answers coming for D. Aruna also, Akansha, Anushka, Pinky also, a lot of answers coming for D, and D is absolutely correct. So none of these statements are true. सिर्फ mentoring career development के लिए नहीं, बाकी चीज़ों के लिए भी ज़रूरत होती है. ये भी कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है that you have one mentor. You can have several mentors which can be your friend also, and therefore age भी ज़्यादा होने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Secondly, it's not a one-way process because there is a proper discussion going on between the mentor and the mentee, and therefore it is said to be a two-way process where you discuss, brainstorm, and then decide how you have to go forward. So therefore, fourth is going to be the correct answer, as a lot of you have answered it correctly. Very good going. So it was an easy question as well. Let's move to the second question. Now get ready to solve some numericals also. So the second question says the budgeted annual sales of a firm is rupees 80 lakhs. तो आपको budgeted annual sales provide की हुई है question के अंदर. Keep noting down these information. And 25% of the same is a cash sale. मतलब 25% of 80 lakhs rupees is your cash sale. If average amount of debtors of the company is given to be rupees 5 lakhs, then the average collection period of credit sales is dash. Very very important question. So read it very carefully, straight coming up from your accounting subject probably from your cost and management accounting. So इस तरीके के basic numericals आप expect कर सकते हैं where the question can be solved without a use of a calculator. So मैं रिमाइंड करा दूं, कैलकुलेटर आपको परमिशन नहीं है ले जाने की, बट सच बेसिक क्वेश्चंस जो आराम से सॉल्व किए जा सकते हैं, यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट सच काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस. Okay, thank you so much, Shruti. Yes, so is it 2 months, is it 15 days, is it 1 month, or is it 3 months? So these are the 4 options given. You will take certain time, थोड़ा सा time ले लीजिए, but do solve it properly and then give me the correct answer. So it's a very basic question, not a very difficult one, and I believe that you will be able to solve it. ज़्यादा time भी नहीं लगना चाहिए. Straight away सिर्फ आपको formula पता होना चाहिए that what are the formulas which you require to solve this particular question. So I have started getting a lot of answers. Pinky is saying 3, third is the option, that is 1 month. Ganesh is saying third, Pinky is saying 1 month. And always take a try. There's nothing to feel wrong about कि मेरा आंसर गलत हो गया या I should not be answering. This is for your own practice. You are not competing with anybody else. And as we discussed that your UGC NET is a criterion, is not a criterion based exam. It is rather your norm based. So you can probably take your call based on your understanding. अपने understanding के according answer दीजिए, and I'm sure you will be able to give me the correct answer. Okay, wonderful. So a lot of answers coming for third 1 month, and it is absolutely correct. करना क्या है, सबसे पहले आपको debtor turnover ratio निकाल लेना है. Debtors turnover ratio कैसे निकल जाएगा? Credit sales divided by your average debtors, which is 60 lakh divided by your 5 lakh, that comes out to be 12. And then आपको collection period निकाल लेना है, that is 12 months divided by 12, that comes out to be 1 month. So ये आपका clear cut answer हो जाएगा. मैंने explain भी कर दिया है to all those who are not able to understand. So that will be your correct answer. Let's move to the third question now. Sealed bid pricing. So it's a very famous pricing in government sectors. Sealed bid pricing is a type of which of the below mentioned pricing approach. So अब आपको मीनिंग नहीं बताना है, आपको कॉन्सेप्ट आइडेंटिफाई नहीं करना है. यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई दैट किस टाइप का प्राइसिंग अप्रोच है, एंड द क्वेश्चन इज कमिंग फ्रॉम योर सब्जेक्ट ऑफ मार्केटिंग. सो जैसे कि मैंने कहा था, हर रैंडम सब्जेक्ट से आपको क्वेश्चन मिलेगा फॉर योर बेटर प्रैक्टिस, बिकॉज एग्जाम में भी ऐसे ही क्वेश्चन आते हैं. सो सिमिलरली यू विल बी गेटिंग सच काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन. Thank you so much, Pinky. I'm just trying my level best to help all my students, all my viewers on the channel, and I'll be very happy to receive feedbacks once the exam is over, that how did it went, कैसा हुआ आपका exam. So do get in touch with me once your exams are over. Is it A, cost oriented pricing approach, cost के basis पे pricing की जा रही है? Is it B, competition oriented pricing approach, you are competing with other firms, with other players in the market? डिमांड ओरिएंटेड प्राइसिंग अप्रोच, डिमांड के बेसिस पे आप प्राइसिंग डिटरमाइन कर रहे हैं. वैल्यू ओरिएंटेड प्राइसिंग अप्रोच, वैल्यू देख रहे हैं, वेदर इट बी परसीव्ड वैल्यू प्राइसिंग, जहां पे आप परसेप्शन देखते हैं कस्टमर का, और इज इट ई, नन ऑफ द अबव. सो ब्रीफली मैंने चारों को एक्सप्लेन कर दिया है, एंड पहले भी हमने इस टाइप के क्वेश्चन पढ़े हैं. सो आई बिलीव यू विल बी एबल टू आंसर. Let me see, and always be very confident in your answers, because see, you can obviously take a guess because net में अभी negative marking नहीं है, but some or the other day such kind of concepts are going to revolve around what you're going to teach to your students. तो जितनी ज़्यादा आपको conceptual clarity होगी, उतना आपके long run में आपको मदद मिलेगी. So always have that thing in mind. ओके, वंडरफुल. सो पिंकी इज गिविंग अ ब्यूटीफुल एग्जांपल. टेंडर भरते टाइम कंपटीशन होता है, स्पेसिफिकली गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर, जैसे कि मैंने पहले कह दिया था. एंड द आंसर इज बी, कंपटीशन ओरिएंटेड प्राइसिंग. कंपीट करते हैं आप, एंड जिसकी बिडिंग सबसे कम होती है, जिसने सबसे कम अमाउंट कोट किया होता है, दैट इज द यूनिवर्सल रूल, उसको वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दे दिया जाता है. सो दैट इज व्हाट इट इज ऑल अबाउट. यस, एब्सोल्युटली दीक्षा, एब्सोल्युटली अनुराधा, वंडरफुल. यस रवि, यू आर एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट. So skimming and penetration is based on demand. Wonderful, Ravi. Good going. So let's move to the fourth question. चौथा question देखते हैं, straight away coming from the subject of statistics, and the topic is skewness. The value of Karl Pearson coefficient of skewness varies between. Now it is a fact-based question, but I believe you know about skewness. That is your rightly skewed diagram, your left tail test. Left skewed diagram. So I'm sure that you remember these things now. काफ़ी बार हमने डिस्कशन कर लिया है skewness पे भी. So does the value varies from +3 to -3? Is it +1 to -1? Is it between 0 to 100? Or is it between 0 to 1? So these are the 4 options. स्क्यूनेस, इट्स अ फैक्ट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होनी चाहिए इस क्वेश्चन को आंसर करने में. इफ यू हैव रेड द टॉपिक ऑफ स्क्यूनेस यू वुड नो द वैल्यू. Let me see what are the answers coming up for the fourth question. Also, it's my request that do mention the question number as well. So, a lot of answers are coming for B, that is +1 and -1. काफ़ी सारे लोग B कह रहे हैं. So, just be very clear, we are talking about skewness here, we are not talking about regression or correlation. So, a lot of students get confused, and this is the reason why I have brought this question. We are talking about skewness here, we are not talking about coefficient of correlation. It's a general tendency कि students को एक ही value याद रहती है, that is +1 and -1, and that is technically the value for coefficient of correlation, not for skewness. The value for Karl Pearson coefficient of skewness varies between +3 and -3. अगर -3 है तो नेगेटिवली स्क्यूड हो जाएगा, एंड +3 है देन इट विल बी अ पॉजिटिवली स्क्यूड सिचुएशन. सो दीज आर द क्वेश्चन. सो इसलिए मैंने साथ में ट्रिक बता दी थी दैट इट्स नॉट कोफिशिएंट ऑफ कोरिलेशन, दैट इट्स स्क्यूनेस. सो द आंसर वुड बी 1. वेरी वेल पॉइंटेड आउट बाय गणेश, Fist, a lot of you, Neetu, Nidhi also, Diksha, Pinky, wonderful. So no problem, it's all a kind of an experience. इसीलिए ऐसे questions लेके आता हूं मैं आपके लिए ताकि आप एग्जाम में ऐसी गलती ना करें. Very good going. Let's move to the fifth question now. While testing association between two attributes, the degree of freedom of a contingency table equals dash. Now you know again the question is on statistics and we are talking about contingency table कि अगर आपको contingency table निकालनी है so आप degrees of freedom कहाँ से use करते हैं और how do you calculate your degrees of freedom when a contingency table is given. Very very basic question. Yes Diksha, you are absolutely correct. Okay, thank you so much Fist. So we have already covered all these things. It's just about that whether you are able to recall them correctly or not. So now the question is related to contingency table. Is it first r plus c minus 1? Is it second r minus 1 c minus 2? Is it third n minus 1 or is it D? None of the above. Very very important question. Read it carefully and then give me the correct answer. Do not have to be in any kind of hurry. बिल्कुल जल्दबाजी मत करिए. I've seen students making mistake in terms of such kind of questions जहाँ पे वो जल्दी जल्दी questions को पढ़ लेते हैं and they make mistake. So let me see who gives the correct answer. I'm waiting for the answers now. Okay, so a lot of answers are coming for B, that is R minus 1, C minus 2. काफ़ी सारे answers B के लिए आ रहे हैं, but let me break it to you that the value is, you have probably forgotten it, the value is R minus 1 and C minus 1. This is how we calculate. It's given C minus 2. ध्यान से क्वेश्चन को पढ़िए, बहुत सिली मिस्टेक्स कर रहे हैं आप. It's r minus 1, 2 minus 1 multiplied by column minus 1. This is how you calculate your degrees of freedom. So let us say there are 5 rows and there are 5 columns also. So it will come out to be 4 by 4, that is 16. So 16 आपकी degrees of freedom हो जाएंगी and therefore the correct answer is D, none of the above. None of the above answer हो जाएगा हमारा. It's not second, it's not first, it's not third. Read it very carefully, don't make such kind of mistakes. Yes, now a lot of answers are coming for D. So you can see कि कितने basic questions हैं and it's just a silly mistake, nothing else. सिर्फ आप silly mistake कर रहे हैं और कुछ भी नहीं है. Wonderful. So let's move to the next question. That is the sixth question now. Slightly moving towards some easy topics like human resource management, HRM topic पे question है. The process of anticipating and making provisions for the movement of people into, within and out of an organization is termed as dash. बहुत ही basic question है, बहुत ही आसान टाइप का क्वेश्चन है कि एक प्रोसेस जहां पे आप एंटिसिपेशन करते हैं रिगार्डिंग द मूवमेंट ऑफ पीपल कि लोग कहां मूव करेंगे, किस तरफ मूव करेंगे, इन मूव करेंगे या फिर आउट मूव करेंगे ऑफ एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज टर्म्ड एज डैश. वेरी वेरी बेसिक क्वेश्चन. इज इट फर्स्ट ह्यूमन रिसोर्स प्लानिंग? इज इट सेकेंड करियर प्लानिंग? इज इट थर्ड स्ट्रैटेजी ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट? Is it fourth strategic planning or is it D or sorry fifth human resource development? So these are the 5 options, a slightly confusing options given to you just to check your conceptual clarity. Nothing else, सिर्फ आपको confuse किया जा रहा है. I am sure that you're gonna live up to this question also. You're not gonna make mistake. But मैं बता दूं पहले से ही आपको question जानबूझ के confusing रखे गए हैं so that you have a practice of handling such kind of question. मैंने आपको शुरू से एंड तक एक ही चीज समझाई है दैट द एग्जाम वेदर इट कम्स आउट टू बी इजी, वेदर इट कम्स आउट टू बी मीडियम, वेदर इट कम्स आउट टू बी डिफिकल्ट, पीपल हु आर वेल प्रिपेयर्ड, जिनकी तैयारी एक लेवल ऊपर होती है, या फिर आप कह लें जिन्होंने कंसेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी करके तैयारी करी होती है, दे आर द वंस हु स्कोर beautiful marks and they not only clear net but they clear JRF also, because the exam is very uncertain. You do not know कि paper medium आएगा, paper difficult आएगा. So I always say it's always better to be prepared for one extra level. So that is why I am keeping such kind of questions. And I could see a lot of confusion coming up. Some are saying third, some are saying second. Confusion होने के chances बिल्कुल थे, but the answer here is human resource planning. देखिए career planning के बारे में कोई बात नहीं हो रही है, because that is the ladder of an individual. यहाँ पे उसके बारे में कोई जिक्र नहीं है. Strategy के related काम भी क्यों नहीं है? Because this is not a strategy related process. ये एक ऐसा process है जो हर HR manager एक organization में करता है, because he knows that people would be coming in, they'll be going in, they would be taking transfers and वो retire भी होंगे. So therefore this is a basic generic day-to-day operation of a human resource manager, and therefore the answer is A, human resource planning. So very good going all of you. I could see Shivali, Akansha, then Deepa also, Gopal and Diksha giving one as the correct answer, and all others very good going. Let's move to the seventh question, taking you to income tax now. मैंने पहले भी आपको बताया है, do not spend a lot of time on income tax. बहुत बेसिक और फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. आई हैव सीन स्टूडेंट्स स्पेंडिंग टू मच ऑफ देयर टाइम ऑन इनकम टैक्स एंड देन कुछ 3-4 फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चंस आ जाते हैं जो किसी से भी नहीं सॉल्व होते. सो टैक्स इज नॉट अ वेरी रिलायबल सब्जेक्ट बिकॉज इट इज प्योरली फैक्चुअल इन नेचर. अगर आपकी किस्मत अच्छी हुई तो आपसे 1-2 बेसिक न्यूमेरिकल्स पूछ ले जाएंगे रेजिडेंशियल स्टेटस या सैलरी के टॉपिक्स पे, अदरवाइज कोई डिडक्शन पे क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया जाएगा. सो आई वुड सजेस्ट दैट इन द लास्ट मोमेंट ऑल्सो डू नॉट स्पेंड टू मच टाइम ऑन सच क्वेश्चंस. कंसेप्ट रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस पे ज्यादा फोकस करिए. Okay, wonderful Fist. I like that spirit in you and all my other students. So that's the question now. The deduction in respect of interest on deposit in saving account is available under dash of Income Tax Act 1961. And let me tell you, it has been a trend, though we have covered the new provisions also. नए provisions के लिए भी मैंने एक सेक्शन लिया था, एक सेशन लिया था on the request of our dear student. But I have not seen UGC NET specifically asking recent amendments. बहुत ज़्यादा वो recent amendments नहीं पूछते हैं because this is not a tax specialized subject. You just have to be aware about the basics. So you have to tell me कि interest on deposit and saving किस deduction, किस section of deduction के अंदर आता है. Is it section TTA? Is it section RRB? Is it section 80C? Very common section. Or is it 80E? So probably you can spend some time knowing about these sections. 80 TTE is relates to your interest on deposit and saving. 80 RRB is on patents. Patents के ऊपर मिलता है. 80C it's a very basic for your life insurance, provident fund and these things. 80E is your interest on education loan. So these are some of the basic provisions. बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. If you are just clear with the basic, that would be more than sufficient. So royalties and patents, 80 RRB, absolutely correct. A lot of you are very well aware about these provisions. Very good. I'm very glad to see such answers. And 80 TTA is relating to interest on deposit. The value is 10,000 and you guys are absolutely correct. Wonderful. So let's move to the next question now. थोड़ी सी again calculation कराने वाला हूँ मैं आपसे. थोड़ी सी detail calculation कराने वाला हूँ in fact. Let me see who gives the correct answer for this particular question. That is the 8th question. The standard deviation of a distribution of 100 values was ₹2. ध्यान से क्वेश्चन को पढ़िएगा, थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट है, बट अगर इस लेवल की स्टैटिस्टिक्स में क्लैरिटी है देन ओनली यू विल बी एबल टू गिव द करेक्ट आंसर फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन. तो आपको स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन गिवन है फॉर 100 वैल्यूज, दैट इज ₹2. इफ द सम ऑफ स्क्वायर्स ऑफ द एक्चुअल वैल्यूज, रीड द क्वेश्चन वेरी केयरफुली, द सम ऑफ द स्क्वायर्स ऑफ द एक्चुअल वैल्यूज वाज ₹3600. What was the mean of this distribution? तो क्या दिया हुआ है, वैल्यू दी हुई है, स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन दिया हुआ है, सम ऑफ स्क्वायर्स ऑफ एक्चुअल वैल्यूज दी हुई हैं एंड यू हैव टू फाइंड योर मीन. लेट मी सी who gives the correct answer. Yes Neetu, 80D is for mediclaim, absolutely. So let me see who gives the correct answer. Very very important question. थोड़ी सी मेहनत लगेगी, सॉल्व करना पड़ेगा क्वेश्चन को, बट आई एम श्योर कि अगर आपको फॉर्मूला याद है यू विल बी एबल टू नेल आउट दिस क्वेश्चन. थोड़ी सी ज़्यादा कैलकुलेशन है, बट आई एम श्योर, आई एम कॉन्फिडेंट ऑन माई डियर स्टूडेंट्स दैट दे विल बी एबल टू सॉल्व इट. Okay, so I am getting the first answer. Please take your time, do not be in any kind of a hurry. कोई भी जल्दबाजी करने की जरूरत नहीं है. You're not competing here. So Sudipti is saying 8th 4 is the answer, that is 6.67. Okay, we got one answer for 6.67. I'm gonna spend some time on this question. Neetu is also saying D. So probably I am sure that you are using some kind of calculations. थोड़ा सा मैं फॉर्मूला बता देता हूँ. I'm just giving you a hint so that it becomes easier for you. The formula for standard deviation is like this. So here we have been given sum of squares of actual values. That is, this is your 3600 divided by your 100, that is your n, and subtracted by your mean value. This here you are going to have your mean value, mean ka square. So this is your formula. This is the square here. This is the formula which you have to solve. I have given you the formula. You just have to put the values now. आपको standard deviation given है. The value is 2. Then you have squares of values. I have already given the value. Then you have mean. This is something you have to find. So इसको solve करना है and you will be able to find it. I'm not getting a lot of answers probably because आपको practice नहीं है इन questions को solve करने की. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of mixed answers. अब तो देखिए hint भी दे दिया मैंने, formula लिख के दे दिया. You just have to solve it. So just square it on both sides. एक तरफ से eliminate हो जाएगा square. And you can solve this question very easily. Okay, so Atul is saying that the answer is A, Sweetie is saying that the answer is second, and there are two other people who are saying that the answer is D. So this is the very basic calculation. आप इसको solve कर सकते हैं. If you solve it like this, you can put the value as 2, standard deviation की value 2, and on the other side you have the value of 3600 divided by 100. Then you have your mean, and it's a square. So this is what you have been given. If you solve and squaring on both sides, you will get a value like this by mean square. I do not want to get into these calculations, but just to make it little easier, little comfortable for some of you. So now simply what you have to do, you have to simply take the mean on the other side, square, and this is 36 by 4, that comes out to be 32 by x square. Just solve this, you will get your answer. So यहाँ से आपको आंसर मिल जाएगा calculate होके. And the answer would come out to be 5.65, that is approximately 5.66, and A would be the correct answer. So now I have got a lot of A as the answer, Palak, but I think Atul was the first person to give me A as the answer, Yogesh, Neetu and Ganesh. तो बहुत ही आसान क्वेश्चन है. देखिए इसके अंदर हमने कुछ भी यूज़ नहीं किया है. ऐसा मत सोचिए कि स्क्वायर रूट है तो आपको कैलकुलेटर की जरूरत पड़ेगी. यू कैन स्क्वायर इट ऑन बोथ साइड्स एंड उसे डायरेक्टली सॉल्व किया जा सकता है. सो देयरफॉर A is going to be the correct answer. Let's move to the ninth question, straight away taking you to economics now. The short run supply curve of the perfectly competitive firm is given by dash. तो आपको short run supply curve को identify करना है. Perfect competition market में there are certain statements given. Wonderful दीक्षा. So take your time, थोड़ा सा time जरूर ले लीजिएगा numericals में, but probably what you can do, you can skip those questions in the examination. उनको last के लिए बचा लीजिए, last में solve कर लीजिए. Do not spend a lot of time at that particular moment. उस time पे बहुत ज़्यादा time spend मत करिए, because काफ़ी सारे questions बाकी होते हैं and panic रहता है उस समय. So कई बार उसमें ज़्यादा time लग जाता है. So the ideal way is to skip those questions in the beginning and do it at the end. बाद में उसे सॉल्व कर लीजिएगा बिकॉज में कंपैरेटिवली टाइम ज़्यादा लगेगा. सो कीप दैट सजेशन ऑफ माइंड इन योर while you're giving your exams. So these are the options now. Rising portion of its MC curve over and above the AC, that is your average cost curve. A rising portion of its MC curve over and above the shutdown point. The rising portion of its MC curve over and above the break-even point. The rising portion of its MC curve. So this is what it is given. I don't think so कोई भी इसमें प्रॉब्लम होनी चाहिए. यू रिमेंबर अ डायग्राम. दिस इज द डायग्राम of your MC curve. This is your break even point, the first point, and this is your shutdown point, the B point. So you have to identify supply curve किससे represent होता है. Very very basic question. I don't think so कोई भी doubt होना चाहिए आपको, but still read the question. Do not just copy paste the answers which are given by others. हो सकता है कि दूसरे लोग गलत बता रहे हों. So सप्लाई कर्व के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं एंड यू हैव टू टेक इनटू कंसिडरेशन बोथ ब्रेक इवन एज वेल एज शट डाउन पॉइंट्स. सो आई वाज प्रीटी श्योर कि आप कंफ्यूज होने वाले होंगे एंड आई कुड सी अ लॉट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स गेटिंग कंफ्यूज. दिस इज द कर्व वंस इट क्रॉसेज योर शट डाउन पॉइंट. जब तक आपका शट डाउन पॉइंट क्रॉस नहीं हो जाता, दैट मीन्स MC becomes greater than price curve. You cannot denote it to be a supply curve. आप उसको supply curve नहीं बता सकते हैं because ultimately it is going to rise and exceed the shutdown point, and therefore यहाँ पे जो correct answer हो जाएगा that would not be third, it would rather be second. So second answer हमारा सही answer हो जाएगा. Do read about these concepts. Supply curve is denoted in terms of your MC curve, not just based on your break even point. तो ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट तो यहीं पे आ गया था. सो नाउ वी कैन नॉट से दैट इट्स अ सप्लाई कर्व अंटिल यू फॉलो द कंप्लीट चैनल, अंटिल आप एक सर्कुलर प्रोसेस पूरा कंप्लीट कर देते हैं. वंस यू हैव कंप्लीटेड इट देन ओनली यू विल बी एबल टू आंसर. ऑल्सो जस्ट रीड इट द क्वेश्चन नंबर करेक्टली. दिस इज द 9th क्वेश्चन. It's not 10th. I could see a lot of you marking the question number as 10th. So this is the 9th question. Yes, Diksha. So it's after shutdown point and therefore second is going to be the correct answer. So read the question very carefully. Question को थोड़ा सा ध्यान से पढ़िए, इतनी जल्दबाजी मत करिए. I can see that your guys are making a lot of silly mistakes. ऐसे silly mistakes exams में मत करिएगा please. Let's move to the 10th question now. Now we are moving towards the 10th question. In a hospital, 480 female and 520 male babies were born in a week. To check the hypothesis that male and females are born in equal number, which of the below mentioned tests shall be used? कौन सा टेस्ट यूज करना है ये हमें बताना है. वेरी वेरी एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड क्वेश्चन, बहुत ही जबरदस्त क्वेश्चन है ये. एंड अगर आपको स्टैटिस्टिक्स ठीक से पता है, यू आर एबल टू अप्लाई देम प्रॉपरली, तभी आप इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर कर पाएंगे. अगेन इट्स अ इक्लेयर्स बेस्ड क्वेश्चन बिकॉज इट्स अ slightly difficult question taking you to apply these concepts. This is a very good question. Let me see who gives the correct answer. And अगर आपको लग रहा है कि प्रैक्टिस अच्छी हो रही है तो प्लीज़ कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है कि लास्ट में ही लाइक बटन दबाएं, बीच में भी वीडियो को लाइक कर सकते हैं टू टेल मी दैट यू आर enjoying the session. So let me see who gives the correct answer. Is it first Z test for proportion? Proportions का यूज़ करेंगे यहाँ पे. Is it T test? Is it F test which is used in ANOVA? Or is it fourth Z test for mean? Very very good question. Let me see who gives the correct answer. And अगर questions पसंद आ रहे हैं, you're liking the questions, you're liking the level of the questions, do hit the like button and let me know. Okay, let me see what are the answers coming up. So थोड़ा सा confusion लग रहा है students के अंदर मुझे. They are getting slightly confused with the question. It's meant to check your application कि क्या आपको statistics के हर टेस्ट के बारे में clarity आई है. So T test is used for small sample, eliminate कर दीजिए. F test is used for ANOVA, eliminate कर दीजिए. Now you are left with proportion and mean. Now you know by default कि जब हमारे पास samples की वैल्यू ज़्यादा होती है then you use Z test. तो Z test तो पता है हमें. But right now what we are seeing here that you just want to make a comparison कि male and female equal हैं कि नहीं हैं. You are not given a specific value. The sample is very large. So you either you put the values as, it will be very complicated if you put the values like this 500 500. So rather what we can do, we can simply put the value as P1 taking it as female and P2 taking it as male. P1 minus P2 is equal to 0. इस तरीके से भी आप अपनी हाइपोथेसिस क्रिएट कर सकते हैं या फिर आप ऐसे भी क्रिएट कर सकते हैं P1 is equal to P2. So both of these null hypotheses would be correct and you can technically reduce them in the form of a proportion. दोनों को proportion में reduce कर देते हैं and that is how you can easily solve them using proportion. तो आपको Z test for mean use करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, आप Z test for proportion से क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व कर लेंगे. सो हमेशा ध्यान रखिए जब आपके पास लार्ज वैल्यूज हो, काफी ज्यादा लार्ज हो एंड वो इक्वल मेल एंड फीमेल दो ही पॉइंट्स में दैट इज सक्सेस एंड फेलियर में डिवाइड किया जा सकता है. सो प्रोबेबली यू कैन यूज इन दो सिचुएशन पी एंड क्यू फॉर्म में यूज करके आप उसको प्रपोर्शन में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं. वंडरफुल. सो फिस्ट इज वेरी क्लियर विद द कंसेप्ट. यहां पे मीन निकालने की जरूरत ही नहीं है आपको, डायरेक्टली आप प्रपोर्शन में कन्वर्ट करके सॉल्व कर सकते हैं. एब्सोल्युटली वंडरफुल फिस्ट. वेरी हैप्पी टू सी सच काइंड ऑफ रिस्पॉन्स कमिंग अप फ्रॉम माई स्टूडेंट्स. दैट मीन्स बहुत अच्छी लेवल की आपकी तैयारी हो रखी है. लेट्स मूव टू द 11th क्वेश्चन. आई एम टेकिंग यू अगेन टू इकोनॉमिक्स. When law of diminishing returns begins to operate, जब law of diminishing returns होती है, ध्यान रखिएगा diminishing marginal utility नहीं है, diminishing returns है. The TVC curves begins to follow which of the following? TVC curve पे क्या असर पड़ता है? How does TVC curve takes into account? Okay. Yes Ravi, it's going to be a two-tailed test because equal देख रहे हैं आप. फॉल इंक्रीजिंग डिक्रीजिंग देखते तो वन टेल टेस्ट हो जाता. सो दीज आर द फोर ऑप्शंस गिवन. फर्स्ट, फॉल एट अ डिक्रीजिंग रेट, fall at an increasing rate. So what will happen to TVC during the time of diminishing returns? ये हमें बताना है. Rise at an increasing rate और rise at a decreasing rate. बहुत आसानी से law of diminishing returns के टाइम पे TVC का एक डायग्राम बना के देख लीजिए. You will get to know what is happening at TVC. Very very basic. कई बार डायग्राम से ही आपको क्वेश्चन का पता चल जाता है. You get to know the answer. So Atul is saying 11.4 it is going to be a decreasing rate. Decreasing rate में बढ़ेगा. Okay, what about others? Understand the question carefully. Decreasing rate and increasing rate. It's a very commonly used phenomena that how does TVC operates. So let me see who gives the correct answer for this question. I'm waiting for your answer. Everyone take a try. Okay, a lot of answers coming for C, a lot of answers coming for D. Okay, so I can see a lot of mixed answers. Some are saying C, some are saying D. देखिए लॉ ऑफ डिमिनिशिंग रिटर्न्स की बात हो रही है, तो टेक्निकली इट शुड इंक्रीज एट एन इंक्रीजिंग रेट फॉर द रीजन बीइंग कि डिसइकोनॉमीज ऑफ स्केल्स ऑपरेट होना शुरू हो गई हैं. So when the diseconomies of scales are operating, it increases at an increasing rate and not at a decreasing rate. So that is the basic phenomena. कई जगह आपको थोड़ा सा confusion मिलेगा, but in most of the situations when you will find diminishing returns, they are increasing at an increasing rate because now you are overutilizing your fixed factor where you cannot enhance your fixed factor. So therefore the answer is going to be third, that it rises at an increasing rate. So third is going to be the correct answer. Let's move to the 12th question now. 12th question देखते हैं, slightly conceptual question coming from marketing. A better mousetrap fallacy. I do not know whether you have read this fallacy or not. A better mousetrap fallacy points to the limitation of which one of the following marketing philosophies of orientation. कौन सी मार्केटिंग फिलॉसफी की तरफ इंडिकेट करता है बेटर माउसट्रैप फॉलिसी? वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम योर टॉपिक ऑफ मार्केटिंग. पहले भी पूछा गया है. सो लेट मी सी वेदर यू आर अवेयर अबाउट दिस पर्टिकुलर फैलेसी और नॉट. इस फैलेसी के बारे में आपको पता है कि नहीं? इज इट फर्स्ट मार्केटिंग कंसेप्ट? डज इट रिलेट टू द मार्केटिंग कंसेप्ट? इज इट सेकेंड प्रोडक्ट कंसेप्ट? इज इट थर्ड प्रोडक्शन कंसेप्ट? और इज इट डी सेलिंग कंसेप्ट? सो दीज आर द ऑप्शंस. Let me see who is going to give me the correct answer. Very, very important concept from your marketing topic. So chat is saying second as the correct answer. A lot of answers coming for B, a lot of answers coming for third also, I guess. So no third answers. A lot of answers coming for B. तो एक बार माउस ट्रैप फैलेसी समझ लेते हैं. बेटर माउस ट्रैप फैलेसी क्या होती है कि जिस तरीके से एक बार आप माउस को ट्रैप करने के लिए यू पुट योर whatever trapping machine you're using, whatever element you're using to trap them, you forget everything. आप उसे छोड़ देते हैं कि ठीक है अब तो चूहा अपने आप फंस जाएगा. Similarly, if the firms have developed a product, I'm just telling you so that you are able to remember it अगर आपको ये concept नहीं पता है. So it basically means कि once the companies, firms have developed a product, they tend to forget everything. They do not focus on their marketing, they do not focus on their distribution and after sales service. They believe that the product is good, it has beautiful features and therefore it would be attracted by the consumers. So consumers would automatically come and purchase, अपने आप purchase कर लेंगे. You will not have to give any importance to other aspects. And this is where they fail and therefore the correct answer for this question is second, product concept. So product concept हमारा सही आंसर हो जाएगा, that is second. So I hope now it is clear to everyone. Yes, Varnika, you are absolutely correct. Wonderful. So therefore, yes, fist. So therefore I have given the example ताकि याद रखने में भी आसानी हो. So कई बार literal meaning में समझने से बहुत लंबे टाइम तक याद रहता है. So therefore I have just narrated it in an easy manner. So second or B would be the correct answer. Let's move to the 13th question now. 13th question की तरफ चलते हैं. An investor, again a practical question coming from finance now. अब थोड़ा सा हम finance की तरफ बढ़ रहे हैं. We have 2 more questions to go after this. An investor is worried about the company's long-term solvency. Would most likely examine which of the following ratios. So finance and accounting दोनों को mix करके question पूछा गया है कि अगर एक investor worried है long-term solvency के बारे में तो वो कौन सा ratio calculate करना चाहेगा या कौन सा ratio calculate करेगा. So that is what this question is all about. Is he going to calculate return on equity? Is he going to calculate EPS, debtors turnover ratio, current ratio, or none of the above? So you can see that what I have tried today is the practical questions, practical level of questions try किए हमने. So Neha is saying it's not understood. Neha question क्या है? माउस ट्रैप फैलेसी कौन से मार्केटिंग अप्रोच से रिलेट करता है? So जिस तरीके से प्रोडक्ट में क्या होता है कि once you have प्रोडक्ट कंसेप्ट, once you have developed a quality product, आपने अगर क्वालिटी प्रोडक्ट बना लिया है, सो माउस ट्रैप फैलेसी की सिचुएशन में क्या होता है, यू डू नॉट फोकस ऑन एनी अदर एस्पेक्ट्स, बी इट योर मार्केटिंग, बी इट योर प्रमोशन, बी इट योर लाइक आफ्टर सेल सर्विस, इन सारी चीज़ों पे ध्यान नहीं दिया जाता, एंड दे बिलीव दैट द प्रोडक्ट इज गुड, इट विल बी डिमांडेड बाय द कस्टमर, एंड देयरफॉर इट इज सेड टू बी अ फैलेसी, बिकॉज यहाँ पे ये एक इरैशनल बिहेवियर है, इरैशनल लॉजिक है, बिकॉज सिर्फ प्रोडक्ट इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, अगर प्रोडक्ट के बारे में लोगों को पता नहीं चलेगा, दे इट इज बीइंग नॉट इन्फॉर्म्ड थ्रू द यूज ऑफ प्रमोशनल टेक्निक्स, so they are not going to demand the product. So therefore this is relating to your product concept of marketing. I hope it is clear to you, Neha, now. Okay, so a lot of answers have started coming up now. Some are saying third, some are saying fifth. काफ़ी सारे लोग third कह रहे हैं, but majority of you are saying fifth, debt equity ratio. So I think that the concepts are very very good of the students. बहुत अच्छी practice हो गई है साथ साथ. So fifth, none of the above is the correct answer, and you're going to calculate debt equity ratio. Absolutely bang on. So absolutely correct. So fifth हमारा correct answer हो जाएगा. Okay, let's move to the 14th question now. Again taking you to marketing. Which of one of the following statement best describes selective distribution strategy? So it is again relating to your distribution strategy from your topic of marketing. Yes, Fist, you're absolutely correct. So selective distribution strategy के बारे में बताना है. The firm distributes only through shops of a certain size. कुछ पर्टिकुलर साइज डिटरमाइन करते हैं शॉप्स का, एंड उसके अकॉर्डिंग डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करते हैं. द फर्म यूजेज अ लिमिटेड नंबर ऑफ आउटलेट्स इन ईच एरिया. लिमिटेड नंबर ऑफ आउटलेट्स यूज करते हैं. इज इट थर्ड, द फर्म डिस्ट्रीब्यूट्स ओनली थ्रू सिलेक्ट टाइप्स ऑफ शॉप्स. कुछ शॉप्स को आइडेंटिफाई कर लेते हैं, कुछ टाइप की शॉप्स को आइडेंटिफाई कर लेते हैं, एंड उसके अकॉर्डिंग डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करते हैं. द फर्म सिलेक्ट्स ओनली वन होलसेलर रिटेलर इन ईच एरिया. एक होलसेलर और रिटेलर को चूज कर लेते हैं, उसके अकॉर्डिंग यू आर यूजिंग योर डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन स्ट्रैटेजी. वेरी वेरी बेसिक क्वेश्चन, वी हैव डिस्कस दिस, बट थोड़ा सा टेक्निकल हो जाता है कई बार इफ द ऑप्शंस आर कंफ्यूजिंग, एंड लाइक आई ऑलवेज से द क्वेश्चंस आर नेवर डिफिकल्ट, इट्स द ऑप्शन दैट मेक देम वेरी डिफिकल्ट. सो लेट्स सी हु गिव्स द करेक्ट आंसर. So I've started gaining a lot of answers. A lot of you are saying that B is the correct answer. Second option आ रहा है हमारे पास. That is firm uses a limited number of outlet. Nidhi, Neetu, Diksha, Aruna, Char, all of you are saying the answer is second, and second is absolutely correct. Selective distribution मतलब कुछ limited number of outlets use कर रहे हैं. I thought you might get confused by a certain size or select type, but आप लोग नहीं हुए. That means preparations अच्छी है. So that's very good to see that. Let's move to the last question for the day. That is on statistics. I hope you're gonna enjoy it. Yes, Neha, fourth is the exclusive distribution strategy. Absolutely. 15th question देखते हैं. Last question for today. Then we'll have the session tomorrow. Be prepared for the upcoming mock test where we'll be having 1 hour session जहाँ पे 50 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने की कोशिश करेंगे, बट बहुत तेज सॉल्व करेंगे टू एडर टू द टाइम, जिस तरीके से हमने मैनेजमेंट वालों के लिए किया था. Yes, Fist. I have that kind of a attitude that I have seen students mugging up with options. So therefore, with time and experience, I have learned that how you have to keep the questions confusing, how you have to keep the options confusing, so that the student have to struggle with the concept, and only those who are clear with the concept, सिर्फ उनसे ही question होगा. So you are absolutely correct, and that is based on my experience, nothing personal, but it's just out of the experience that I have been teaching for 4 years now. If the average sales volume of two salesmen X and Y is 30,000 and 35,000, with a standard deviation of 2,500 and 3,600, which salesman seems to be more consistent? इनमें से कौन सा सेल्समैन ज़्यादा कंसिस्टेंट माना जाता है, ये आपको बताना है. इज इट सेल्समैन Y? इज इट नन ऑफ दीज? इज इट बोथ X and Y? और इज इट सेल्समैन X? So again an application based question. Yes, Neha. So probably you can say all of these things that I definitely do such kind of thing, but the objective is just to make you stand out differently in terms of your concept, because when we are moving into such competitive exams, इतना competition हो रहा है day by day, you have to stand differently, and you can only stand differently when you do something differently, and you are well clear with the concepts. So that is the whole objective. Let's see who gives the correct answer. Is it salesman Y? Is it none of these? Is it both X and Y? Or is it salesman X? Keep practicing also, because the exam is very near. Let me see who gives the correct answer. बहुत आसानी से दिया जा सकता है, आपको standard deviation given है. You need not get into the complexities. Directly answer किया जा सकता है इस question को. जिसका standard deviation कम है, उसकी consistency ज़्यादा है, उसकी consistency ज़्यादा मानी जाती है, ऑल्सो समटाइम्स स्टूडेंट गो ऑन टू कैलकुलेट CV, दैट इज कोफिशिएंट ऑफ वेरिएशन, उसको निकालने की ज़रूरत भी नहीं है। अगर आपकी स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन कम है, आपको डायरेक्टली पता चल जाएगा कि वो कंसिस्टेंट है। So do not waste time in calculating your CV, it's not required. So therefore the correct answer for this question is salesman X. So that was all for today. अगर आपको लगता है आपने कुछ भी नया सीखा है, do hit the like button, do subscribe to the channel, do give your feedback in the comment section. Also, if you have any questions, you can post it in the comment section, and also let me know your scores. मुझे अपने scores भी बता दीजिए. Okay, so Pinky is saying, sir, we know that your questions can't be straightforward. See, it's not about my questions. It's about nowadays the questions asked by NTA is not direct. So you have to be well prepared. Okay, thank you so much, Fizz. That thank you for your beautiful compliment. So अब मुझे जल्दी से अपना स्कोर बता दीजिए. I'm very eager to know your scores in these 15 questions. And be ready that in the coming 2-3 days also, जो भी हमारे पास बचे हुए हैं, we are going to have such sessions for commerce students to boost their preparations. So let me see who gives the correct answer. Yes, Diksha, you are absolutely correct. So let me know your score. Fist is saying 13, very good score. Anushka 12, Pinky 14, very good going. Akansha 11, Neetu is saying 10. Neetu, you can buckle up. Thank you so much, Nidhi. Aruna, it's a good score. Thank you so much, Neha, for your feedback. Ganesh is saying 12. Okay, a lot of scores coming up. Kalpana, there is already a video available on our channel with the name Trade Creation. You can trade theories. There I have covered trade creation as well. Trade creation के बारे में भी वहाँ पे हमने बात करी थी. Not a very difficult topic. Still, if I'll get time, I'll take up in the mock test. Okay, so thank you everyone. Okay, thank you so much, Diksha. That's a beautiful compliment. Thank you so much. Okay, so that was all for today. Thank you and have a nice day. Do hit the like button, do subscribe to the channel, and do share the video with your friends ताकि उनकी भी मदद हो सके. And get a lot of your friends for the mock test. Mock test is going to be very vibrant and they are going to be very helpful for all of you. Thank you and have a nice day. Take care and keep studying. Thank you everyone.